I struggle with forgiveness. I'm honestly, I'm a very nice person. I'm too nice. I really am. And I will put up with and put up with and put up with. But by God, once you finally get me pushed into that corner, that's it. I'm done. And I've had people, gotta make sure I have sound here. I've had people accuse me of being very cold. And it's like, well, you brought it on your damn self, you know? You gotta. Anyway, yeah, I can be a bitch. I can be very cold when I've finally had enough of your crap. I can be so cold, but you know what? I need to be better at forgiving. By the way, this information is from the Mayo Clinic. Here's a great quote from I'm not going to say this right. Nejwa Zebian. I know I butchered that. I'm very sorry. Side note, for goodness sakes, that's not racism, people. If you think that all white people know how to pronounce white names, go talk to some Irish folks. Anyway, the quote, today I decided to forgive you. Not because you apologized or because you acknowledged the pain that you caused me, but because my soul deserves peace. And that is why you need to forgive people. Excuse me. And those of us of a certain age will remember the late, great Ann Landers. She said, holding on to resentment is letting someone you despise live rent-free in your head. And boy, I bet you a lot of people just popped into your mind right now, didn't they? Do you know what? It's easy to carry a grudge. I happen to be rather good at it. But forgiveness is a lot more empowering. So what does it mean? What is forgiveness? What's going to be different things to different people? But essentially, it's a deliberate choice to let go of the anger, of the resentment, of the revenge fantasies. I don't know about you all, but ooh, some people have met some very, very gruesome demises in my mind because I get mad and I do get very severe revenge fantasies. Again, I'm super kind, but you know what's that saying about even the kindest people have their limits, and yeah, you better watch the hell out when I finally had enough. But it doesn't do any good to drag all that anger and resentment and stuff around with you. It doesn't. Do you think that other person gives a damn? If they're a real jerk, they're delighted that they're having this kind of impact on you. So don't let them. Forgiveness can lead to some empathy and compassion for the person who hurt you. You know, most people are doing the best that they can with the skills that they have available. You can't be pissed off at someone who didn't, I don't want to say they didn't know any better, but they didn't know how to do better. They didn't know how to be better. It doesn't excuse, when you forgive them, it's not excusing their behavior by any stretch. It's just lessening their grip on you. It allows you to take your power back and to move on, which you have to do. Some benefits of forgiveness: you're going to have healthier relationships. You're definitely going to have better mental health, less stress, less anxiety, less hostility. I think everybody on Twitter should be forced to take a class in forgiveness. It's a joke. People, lighten up. Forgiveness helps lower your blood pressure. Good grief. It lessens depression symptoms. Look, if you've got health issues, you're depressed. I'm one of the most happy-go-lucky, positive people I know with, well, hell of anybody, truthfully. But yeah, all this health stuff, it's depressing. It really is. Forgiveness helps boost your immune system. It improves your heart health, and it's just good for your self-esteem. A grudge, however, is a very different set of issues. The effects of a grudge, you're dragging that resentment, that anger into every relationship. Well, how is that possibly fair? So your ex was just horrible. She was a nasty, wicked person. Maybe she cleaned you out for all you had. I don't know. But if you approach your next relationship dragging all that baggage with you, and I know this isn't easy because I am the queen of grudges. But if you drag all that resentment and all that baggage, you're putting a huge black mark on that new relationship before it ever gets off the ground, because you're not judging that other person by their own merits. You're judging them based on somebody that hurt you. You can't do that to them. That's not fair. Excuse me. Another effect of a grudge is you can get so caught up in the wrongness of it all. They wronged me. Well, maybe they did. But how much are you going to let that impact you? I had a girlfriend. Yeah, I said had. I miss her. I'm not going to lie. I miss her a lot. She went through a divorce a few years ago, and it was really ugly. Her ex-husband is, to put it kindly, a son of a bitch. He was trying to hide money and assets. And I mean, really, it was an ugly, drawn out, nasty divorce. And he did a lot of things that, yes, she had plenty of reason to be upset. But, you know, after like a year, and I tried to talk to her about, like, hey, you can't keep doing this. But we would come out and go for a walk, and the first couple of minutes would be fine. And then the next, like, 45, 50 minutes would be just outrage about what a complete son of a bitch he is and how much she hates him. And look, I get it. I'm not at all trying to say that what he did to her was okay. It's not. But do you think he gave a damn that she was that upset about it? Oh, thanks, Jay. Do I like Palin? I honestly am not very political, so I can't answer that. She was an okay governor. I think that I don't think she was ready for the national stage. I think she's made kind of a butt out of herself, but I also think the media had a large hand in that. So I don't really have an opinion one way or the other, to be honest. Grudges can leave you depressed and full of anxiety, and it gives you a loss. You feel a loss of connectedness with other people because you're so, look, no one wants to hang out with you. No one wants to spend time with you. If you are holding on to a grudge and you're just full of bitterness and resentment, it is going to cost you connectedness with other people because they don't want to be around you. Sorry, they just don't. It can leave you feeling like you have no purpose. Why in the hell are you giving somebody that kind of power over you? So how do you do it? Look, I'm really very generous with people. And even when someone comes at me and they're really being a jackass, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're not having a good day. Maybe they just aren't very good at expressing themselves. But forgiveness is hard for me. It's really difficult for me because I get so caught up in but you did me wrong. Okay, you did me wrong. Why the hell am I going to let you keep having power over me like that? Well, even if you don't like her, she's still got to eat, honey, doesn't she? Or are you one of those people that doesn't think that? Okay, well, okay, that's okay. I don't give a damn if someone wears a mask. I'm immunocompromised. My health is my concern. It's not anybody else's. So then why didn't anybody do anything about it? New York City's supposed to be one of the worst places in the world they didn't even have any medical exemptions to their vaccination mandate. So, you know, maybe someone who was running that restaurant should have stepped up. But I don't care. I mean, I'm not trying to be bitchy. I just don't care. I don't care about her. And she's totally not the topic tonight. So you can go find another channel if you want to talk politics, because I've already spent way too much time on politics. This is not that. This is not the place for that. Anyway, you need to know the value of forgiveness in your own life. It's not about the other person, and it's really not. It doesn't matter. These were all gifts, and so what? Why are you dressed as a cougar? Well, I guess since I'm old lady, I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know how to block you, or I would, because you're being really obnoxious. There we go. Mute. Oh, block. Perfect. Ha! I figured it out. Yay. Okay. Oh, that was nice. Ha ha ha. I finally figured it out. I just learned something new. Sorry about that, you guys. But forgiveness is about you. It's not about the other person at all. You need to be aware, and this might sound crazy, but you need to be aware of exactly what it is you need to forgive them for. What? How the hell would? But think about it. If you've held a grudge for a long time, and you got to the point where all you would say is, "Oh, that son of a, that little so and so, they know what they did." Well, if it's been a long time, do you know what they did? Truly, do you know exactly what they did that you need to forgive them for? And you know what else? You're going to have to accept your responsibility. You're going to have to accept the responsibility for the impact you've allowed them to have on you. You have to accept your emotions about what they did to you. Excuse me. And you're going to have to work on releasing them. And it's not easy. My experience is it's not a one and done. It's a process. First time I forgive you, the next time I see you, I'm like, "Oh, you son of a, you did this to me and I'm so angry." "Oh yeah, that's right, I forgave you." And then I'll remind myself, I got to let this go. And then the next time I see you, it's a little less. And eventually it gets to the point where I don't care anymore. But yeah, it's a process. You need to choose forgiveness. It's both that simple and that complicated. But it's just making the choice. And it's probably going to be more than once. You're going to have to make the choice to let go. Forgiveness means you're no longer a victim. It's not about being a pushover. It's about being empowered. When you hold on to a grudge, that person has control over your mental state, at least to a degree. Don't do that. If there's somebody that's upset you that much, they're not worthy of having any impact on you at all. If you're still struggling, maybe you could try to see the situation from their perspective. Again, most people, even the real jackasses, they're doing the best they can with what they have available. Some people don't have coping skills worth a damn. They just don't. Nobody taught them. They've never learned it. You can't be too angry with someone. At least I hope you can't for something you don't want to say they can't control, because they could, but it's a lot of work. It's hard to be self-aware. It's hard to look at your faults and decide that you need to work on them. If you're still struggling, you need to think about all the times that you've needed the grace of forgiveness and somebody was kind enough to share that with you. Journal. Keeping a journal, and I say this all the time, and I'll be honest, I'm really crappy about keeping my own journal. But keeping a journal, I think, is the cheapest form of therapy. Journal about it. Pray about it. Turn it over to God. Meditate about it. But you got to figure this out, because otherwise you're wasting so much time and energy being angry at someone who, if they care at all, they're going to think it's funny as hell that you're letting them into your head like that. Nobody is worth that. Anyway, that is all I have for tonight. And my fancy hair is making me crazy. I do like it. I mean, it looks so nice when she does it. But yeah, it makes me crazy too, because I'm just not used to it. So I'm going to go. I hope you'll have a great night. I will be back Friday at 5 o'clock Alaska time. Thanks.